Hey, what up everybody? This is Steve Breach coming to you. Honestly, on this channel I preach a lot of positivity about having a good day and everything like that. Today's pretty fucked up, if you want to know the truth. I'm having a pretty bad day, but I'll have I just dropped my Coke. I was going to say have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up. But honestly, I wanted to talk about a good time that's going to be coming up, which is going to be Wrestlemania 32. Honestly, I was talking with my buds last night on Skype about going to Dallas. We're getting hyped up. I know SummerSlam is right up around the corner this Sunday, and some people might be saying, let's get SummerSlam out of the way. But honestly, I started talking about WrestleMania 32 before WrestleMania 31 was even, the trip had even started. I'm pretty pumped up to go to Dallas. I'm not 100% sure if this is going to be my last trip or not. On paper, I would like to say that this might be my last one, but I don't know. I mean, I was talking last night with my good buddy, Justin Subrian, the Rated RKO, no, infamous, whatever the fuck it is. But I was talking to my buddy Justin, and he was just telling me what it was like. You know, in the morning when he woke up, he opened up the Instagram app on his phone, and he saw all the pictures from us having fun at WrestleMania 31. And I know that I've had some good fun with my buddy Brandon, the Real Classic and Instant Classic 8. I know he loves it when I talk about all three of his names. But, I mean, I was trash-talking him during that trip. I basically, the moments after WrestleMania ended, he tweeted something out about, you know, one of the best Manias. It must have been fun to be here, and I just sent him a text like, you didn't come. There's a lot of people who looked at the WrestleMania 31 card who thought that it just wasn't going to be that good. It wasn't going to be a very, very memorable show. We ended up getting a cash in from Seth Rollins, beating Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns in the three-way, becoming the new champion, and he's become a pretty good champion. I mean, here we are going into SummerSlam, and the guy's still got the belt on him. He hasn't lost yet. He's been a pretty good champion. He's wrestled some damn good matches. We saw Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt, which honestly, when you look at it now, didn't really mean anything because they're acting like it never happened in storyline right now. But don't be that person. I mean, if you're thinking about going to Dallas one way or another for WrestleMania, you need to be looking into a hotel room. Honestly, when the WrestleCon hotels went up, I told everybody that I had booked a room. I believe it's at the Hyatt downtown in Dallas. It's the same place where they're going to be having the ROH as well as the other shows, like the WrestleCon Spectacular shows. And I'm not sure if Gabe and his friends are going to be running those shows there as well, but apparently when you look it up, it looks really nice. I told you everybody that I had a lot of fun last year at the WrestleCon Super Indie show. You could have sat anywhere you wanted to for $31. It was first come, first served to get a row. And then it was general admission in the rows that you had a ticket for. This year, it looks like it's a nicer place. I think maybe the buzz has got around $75 to sit on the floor. This thing's turned into basically like a mini independent WWE show. But I don't know. I didn't buy tickets. I figure if I want to go to the show, I will get tickets down the road. But this show's at 6 p.m. on Saturday. I think that that might be during the same time as the Hall of Fame. I got my fingers crossed. Maybe Undertaker loses at SummerSlam this year. It ends up being his retirement match. He says he can't do it anymore, and he goes into the Hall of Fame this year, and that's something that I don't really want to miss. If it's not the Undertaker, I don't really know who else it's going to be. It might be too early to put The Rock into the WWE Hall of Fame, so if it's not Undertaker and it's not Rock, I'm a little bit with a big, huge question mark, not knowing who's going to be the Hall of Famer for this year, like the main event guy, with so many guys going in recent years. Kevin Nash, Macho Man, Edge, the Four Horsemen. You know, there's been so many of the big names going in. There's not very many of the true main eventers left once they pull a rabbit out of their hat, especially if you look at the WrestleMania 20 Hall of Fame with Bruno Sammartino, Mick Foley, Trish Stratus, Booker T. That was a pretty loaded card there, as well as the WrestleMania 30s with you know, Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, Jake the Snake Roberts, Ultimate Warrior. But it's a little bit weirded out. I mean, maybe they should have spread it out a little bit more. If you look at WrestleMania 21, when they did Hogan and Piper on the same card, definitely they could have main evented two different shows. But I don't want to get left with tickets like last year, even though it was Kevin Nash. It just didn't look like that great of a Hall of Fame. And, 26 was another one as well, with Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, being the main eventer after they couldn't put Ultimate Warrior in there. But just one tip that's out there, honestly, I'm going to be buying the WrestleMania package. I'm hoping that there's going to be some sort of transportation to get us from Dallas to Arlington. It is a good little bit of a drive. As of right now, I don't know if I'm renting a car. I don't think I'm going to be. I've been able to get around the last few years without having one, and it's been pretty easy, and I just want to keep the money down as much as I can. But WrestleCon is advertising a party bus to get you from the WrestleCon Hotel in Dallas to Arlington and back, $80 a person. It's a little steep, but honestly, when it comes down to it, I don't really know how else you're going to be getting there unless you're going to be renting a car. As of right now, I don't know of any rail situation or train or anything like that to get there, and it's a pretty good mileage trip. So I think taking a cab might be a little bit out of range, but maybe if you can split it up with enough people, maybe you can do it, or there's always the Uber app or something like that. But as of right now, there's really nothing to look forward to on the WrestleMania card. A lot of the dream WrestleMania matches have been falling apart. Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin both saying they're not going to do it. We're going to have to see if Undertaker and Brock is going to be on the card. Maybe Brock versus Brock versus The Rock is one match that was being talked about last year, WrestleMania week, when Brock re-signed. You got to get your money's worth and have the biggest match you can out of Brock. You can't really have Brock versus Heath Slater out there. He's got to have an opponent, and he's going to have to be a guy that means something and is very valuable to WWE, that they can cash in on the amount of money that they're paying Brock Lesnar to be a WWE superstar. But I think that this is still going to be a great show. If not, it's just still going to be a great spectacular. I've always wanted to be in Dallas Cowboys Stadium, and this will be my chance. So I hope everybody who's watching this is going to have a chance to get there. Like I'm saying, you need to start, if you haven't already, you need to really definitely buckle down and get yourself a hotel room. Find yourself a good group of guys that you trust on here, and make it a trip, because it definitely, honestly, I went to WrestleMania 26 on my own and I got fired up, but really the WrestleMania 27 trip with Luke, Billy Paz, Miguel, and Ravi, that trip was so much more fun. I mean, I love WrestleMania 26. It's always going to be my first WrestleMania, but when it comes down to it, man, that first fun trip really lit the fire, and it's really pushed me through WrestleMania 28, WrestleMania 30, WrestleMania 31. It's going to be one hell of a time. Don't be that one guy sitting at home, open up your Instagram account and realizing that you're not a part of it. I think I'm going to be a part of it as long as everybody else is still doing it. As Ravi, Miguel, Justin, Pinko, anybody who wants to jump on and go, I want to be a part of it. I don't want to miss out. And when we get old and we retire, I'll understand. But we would have had one hell of a time making all these memories, all these different towns every year.